Hey everybody, welcome to the Console Gaming League. We have continued coverage of the multi-tier console playoffs here. I am joined by Ocean, who will be handling most of the play-by-play activity for this Grandmaster in a quarterfinal matchup between Valor, Prestige, and Banditos. Ocean, welcome.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me. Let's get on real quick on CGL once, and then we got Banditos taking on Valor Prestige. Second seed Valor Prestige for 7th seed Banditos. But of course, Banditos have some star power there, and they have players like Dungadoa and of course General Carnage. We saw them light it up all season long. This is set for an absolutely amazing game. I'm so excited. Also joining with us, we have the most hype caster. We have it's Chef Billy.
Well, good evening, everybody out there in CGL land. I am super stoked to be doing this Grandmaster quarterfinal match between Valor Prestige and Banditos. I'm really looking forward to seeing massive engagements. I want to see some productivity. I want to see some eclecticity. I want to see some originality.
I want to see some goats. Sorry, what?
Ocean, you're a big fan of goats, aren't you?
Yes, I love the goats composition. I just like the little details and the coordination it needs. Like, I think it's a very underrated composition. I actually love watching it. I love watching. That's one of the reasons I love watching European contenders. But anyways, what do you guys expect to see here? I expect to dive.
I mean, coming out for the defense, I mean, you know, I'm expecting. I'm personally hoping to see some kind of a Symmetra bunker comp coming out, maybe featuring a Bastion. That would be sick. Counter dive.
You're that sort of person.
I am. I like originality. I like switching things up.
See, I like goats.
I like playing goats. I don't like watching it.
I mean, to each their own. I think it's an acquired taste for some, you might say. It's definitely, you know, not your typical 2-2-2, but it definitely has its place, I think, in the current Overwatch meta.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I'm loving the Sombra on the side of the defense. Looking at their composition, they just have a standard dive, but they're running Sombra and Break, obviously, probably just to make it easier for their Mercy, just to get around. Probably just to stop enemy flankers such as Chaser, Sombra, and of course, not Widowmaker, Genji, different hero. rolling out here. That is Banditos. Just diving up to the high ground, just poking. They do see where Valor Prestige is set up. Tracer gonna bike across. It's forced to recall out. As Doom Godot switches over to the Doomfist. This is what we wanted to see. Going for the VD punch there. Not quite anything engaged. I think actually they're going to take the fight to the lower part of Gibraltar. Just kind of get some card progress. Yeah, as Central Carnage gets hacked, has to move down. Good defense matrix from Sham, forcing Valor Prestige to sort of retreat here. We're going to get another fight on the end of this little tunnel. High ground in favor of Valor Prestige. Doom and misses his punch there. Pulse Bomb goes on to the Whips, doesn't quite get any kills. And push on to Louis, and Louis goes down though. Doom Godot popping up on the Doomfist. Opening up this fight. Delaney gets a kill as well, and I think the Banditos are going to kind of roll for the rest of this point. High ground was not taken advantage of by the side of Valor Prestige. Billy, what do you think went wrong there?
I mean, it was just a little bit of focus fire, a little bit of bad positioning coming out there from the part of Valor Prestige. You know, they were pushing hard. Just a couple of positioning mistakes. I don't know if it was necessarily bad tactics, just bad positioning.
Yeah, kills rolling crew from Banditos again. They're just kind of getting some stagger kills. Edgar Allan Poe, the latest to go down. Fantastic play, but look at the ultimate situation on live chips. Duke gets hacked down and killed. There's ultimates on both sides, especially when we look out for that EMP on the side of Valor Prestige. EMP being probably the most impactful ultimate in Overwatch, as it stops any opposition to be able to use ultimates themselves. 5 ultimates apiece, almost 6 on the side of Valor Prestige. There is that EMP! Get spotted.
But they didn't catch the Zenyatta.
Yeah. Duke Godot gets a nice meteor strike. Team of Bomb going off. Quite gonna get it. Gerard goes down on the side of Banditos. Now pushed goes down as well though. But he's still winning this fight so far. Resurrection goes on to Gerard. They aren't able to kill him off. Going for the Primal Rage, trying to get that kill. Almost killed though. They asked to force. He's forced to use that Primal Rage. Does get out. Trushan running low. He's very low. He does go down to Delania. And GOG Thanos does die as well. Valkyrie goes off. And he's able to keep up the score. Actually, isn't able to keep up Gerard. Doesn't have the Resurrect anymore, of course. Meteor Strike coming up. And actually, there's a C9 there.
Ooh, what a great punch.
But they just take quite B.
Doomed Goda was actually able to pick Edgar Allan Poe out of the air after the meteor strike for that punch.
I mean, we know what Doomed Goda is capable of. What a player he is.
I'm out of here.
We're going to be treated to some very fine DPS play here.
Yeah, indeed. But ultimates, Tiger Ultimates online for Banditos. We also don't really have much online for Valor Prestige. They do have that rally, which can be impactful, and they are close to that EMP self-destruct combination, but kills rolling through for Banditos still. Stick goes on Edgar Allan Poe. And yeah, they're going to be forced to retreat to Lenya popping up on this Tracer, which is interesting to see because they're playing against Sombra Brigitte, which would think isn't very favorable for Tracer to play into, but he finds a way to make it work on this Tracer. He's looking real good. So is Duke Godot, always on the Doomfist. Showdown has to come out of it. Here comes the self-destruct EMP couple. Doesn't quite get anything. The set is coming from Gerard here to try and keep his tanks up. Sham was running low. Here comes the sound barrier. Both support ultimates out of Valor Prestige. Gerard goes down though, so I actually might have got the value. Non-credit call popping off, gets both supports. Yeah, I think they are actually going to stabilize here.
I mean, I thought that the EMP bomb was really going to take, I thought the EMP bomb was really going to take a bigger chunk out of them than it did, and it really didn't pick up anybody, but definitely great credit to non-credit Colt picking up some very massive kills on their supports in the back line.
Yeah, on that very impactful off-tank roll, 3 ultimates online for this side of Valor Prestige, and it probably is going to be 3 by the time that it goes online for Banditos. They do have that Valkyrie, that's the ultimate I want to look at. I also want to see a Sham get a massive Jiva bomb. Delania also wants to try and open up the fight with a full spawn. I know I just listed every single ultimate that is online, but every ultimate is impactful in Overwatch. General Cards jumping into the backline, not quite finding anything. Doesn't quite have a support weapon. Luya is going to use his Primal Rage. Both, for instance, are going to Primal Rage. Good jump around like madman here. That pick's going to quite close. Sham's going to go for the duo. I think that's going to get picked up a couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but now quite a call. It's going to pick up Duke Godot on the other side. Geobomb, Carnage here. Better action for both mercies.
Oh, it's a 6! 6K!
But Duke Godot is going to get a kill here. General Card is going to go. Tanks have lost their lives pretty much for the side of Banditos, and they're just gonna have to back off here. However, Dimkado has managed to build up a Deadeye, and there's nothing really other than just cooldown needed. So if they can foresight the defense matrix and the Winston barrier, they should be able to use that. The Sham gets his mech back. Also, Delaney switching over to the Hanzo. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, Delaney switching over to the Hanzo, you know, obviously he's got the Sonic Arrow, so he's going to be able to see where the Sombra's at. So, you know, you can kind of anticipate where the Sombra's going to be at when she's going to try and pop a hacker.
Speaking of Delaney on the Hanzo, let's kill. Chapter Car's going to get the kill pick as well. Here comes the Deadeye. Sound barrier helps out. Answers the D-Metric timer. He still gets the D-Bag. No critical going down. I think Banditos are going to be able to roll free. However, Chapter Car does get hacked. Birdman winning the Mercy 1v1 on the side. That is what you want to see. Some great Mercy play. And Banditos looks to cap all 3 points pretty much. Louis has time of range though. Dragon Strike comes out. It's going to kill Louis. And Banditos is going to finish all 3 points here on Gibraltar.
Very good use of ultimates there at the very end of that. I mean, they just cycled them through. You know, they weathered Valor weathered the Deadeye, but you know, using the sound barrier. But they just didn't have it much for, you know, the onslaught of all those ultimates there. Very good push there, taking out the supports from Valor Prestige and just having a chance to push it over the edge.
Yes, Kid, what did you think as well?
I think the Banditos made some good swaps there. On the attack, it looked like they were stalling out a little bit for a minute in the middle of the attack there, trying to get point 2. I think is when they lost that team fight. Made some good swaps, and interesting that Hanzo play actually ended up working out really well for him. Able to farm that quick dragon, get a couple kills, and kind of zone off the entry and finish off the point.
Yeah, that's why hero swaps are so interesting in Overwatch. I would never want to see hero swaps taken out of the game. I don't think it ever will be. I think it'll be really stupid for us because hero swaps are very interesting. How you, like, they can change the dynamic of a game so quickly. It looks like we're gonna see a nice defense coming out with dive from the side of Banditos, except the Reaper, which is interesting. Maybe with that new Reaper chain, those new Reaper chains being able to teleport in midair might actually help him on Gibraltar, because Gibraltar is such an open map. You can probably teleport to a lot of new locations just by able to jump and then teleport. So that's interesting. Coming out for the side of Banditos, you normally see Reaper played on very open maps. And on the offense, we see another full dive come. However, Agarabo is again going to play that Brigitte.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Actually, Dugano is going to switch to a May here.
Interesting.
He's on his way back. And General Carter's already gets killed. The Trojans probably made a mistake with his dash there. I think I missed that. Anyway, it's point progress coming for the side of Valor Prestige. General Carter's managed to get out after getting himself in a sticky situation. Of course, getting healed up by Birdman EXP. Gerard gets the D-Hack on a non-credit Colt 40. And yeah, Lua is going to go down shortly. Gerard popping up on that Zenyatta. This is Jonox in disguise. Oh yeah, there's another one coming up for Gerard. And another test goes down. And yeah, quick fight win for Banditos coming off the start. 40 seconds gone off the clock. What do you think is the difference?
I mean, right now, positioning. It's all positioning right now. You know, Gerard, you know, baby Jonak, is starting to pop off and really showing his prowess as a DPS. Zenyatta, his positioning is absolutely key up on the high ground. They can't contest him right now.
Here comes the tactical visor coming out from Delenya. And yeah, that's just going to give enough damage, plus the dive tanks going in for them to wrap up that fight. One ultimate plus a fight with, General Carter also invests the Primal Rage, and Birdman also invests the Valkyrie. 3 ultimates for a fight win is pretty good, especially when you're in defense and you're kind of holding the enemy spawn. Still a Transcendence, Blizzard, and Self-Destruct available. All ultimates that kind of combine well nicely together, and it's especially impressive when you see no ultimates online for the opposition. Valor Prestige planning to start engaging better, making sure that the supports are still well positioned when they are engaging. There's a hack on the Birdman, that might be helpful. I can have limited mobility, not able to use that Guardian Angel. Sham's gonna use that self-destruct. Here comes the Blizzard as well, paired with that, gets no credit Colt. Both teams down. Sham gets resurrected though. Here comes the sound barrier from Banditos. And actually, Jim Gadoa gets done and killed down there. Played a little bit over aggressively, and I think Valor Procedure finally unlocked this first fight here on Watch by Gibraltar. However, still very impressive defense coming in from Banditos. However, from that fight, a lot of ults gained from the side of Valor Prestige. What effect do you think those ultimates will have in the next fight? Also,
We've got a DC.
We just had a DC
Yeah,
there,
we had DC.
Gerard DC, so we will cut to a quick intermission and see if we can get them back in the game. Give us just a moment here, folks. All right.
we back yet? I think we are. Anyways, Gerard DC'd, unfortunately. He will be back in the game. We are still playing Watch by Gibraltar. He did get back in time. However, he did lose that Transcendence, which is going to be very unfortunate. That was probably what they were going to use to counteract the EMP online by SM Trojan. Self-destruct also online, so probably a big combination there. No ultimates online besides that tactical visor for Banditos. I wonder if they're still going to regain. They are. They worked really cool to try and hold this. They almost did. Here comes the self-destruct. EMP goes up. It does go to good order. Now Critical goes down. Well, the EMP. Here comes the tactical visor. Genletic is getting all these kills. That's a firm.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, ultimate advantage apparently means nothing when you're Banditos, especially when you're Delania. That was 4 for him. General Carnage going to chase us up to the spawn room.
60 seconds remaining.
You know, it's
What
very
ultimate online for
interesting.
each team. Yeah.
It's very interesting there. Trojan, you know, he had the MP online. He was hunting down Delana and actually missed him with the EMP, and he was able to get his tac visor off and stabilize his team there. Oh, it's a
Oh, the back cap.
It's a C9. It's a letter number.
Big brain.
So Trojan back cap the Bandito were left heartbroken. They had the ultimate advantage. They had that Valkyrie online. They're actually using this Valkyrie, still taking this engager here. And Dungadua is stalling on the point, trying to keep them in this choke.
Surprised Rally doesn't come up.
Luai has got the Primordial online. Oh, General Carter's getting hacked and stunned. CC coming in onto him. Luai using that Primordial as well. Here comes another tactical match for the Delania. Counteracted by the sound barrier. Gerard is going to use that Transcendence to try and keep the rest of the solid Banditos up. Here comes the
Oh, it's big.
Kajoa though, ultimate's flying. It does get a lot of members. Contact's down. Was a massive blizzard indeed. And yeah, they are going to finish up inside Delania and Gerard, picking up the rest of the flags.
That wasn't just a massive blizzard. I think that was a snowpocalypse is what that was. Is it was able to get both tanks and one of the healers.
Is that a word? Is snowpocalypse a word?
Yes, yes it
It
is.
is now.
Really?
It's a term we like to use for massive snowstorms when they're coming and everybody loses their mind. It's a Midwest thing.
Oh, that's a
Okay,
huge,
Gerard,
that's a huge hack and kill on the Zenyatta.
Resurrection goes off the hack, does not go off the time. Birdman running over. Here comes the EMP self-destruct.
Oh!
Lion, it gets two. Huge, both points down. Ekral picks up General Carnage. Where put Nate on the other side. Sham trying to stall out for as long as possible. He's just eventually going to get the hell out of there. Joe is the last strike picked up. 2 Banditos managed to get out. Sham getting a little bit of healing from that healing pod coming from Selenia. Her ultimate's in favor of this other side of Banditos. They already have a really favorable time buying. Of course, finishing them out with 2 minutes. And 2 minutes here. It's just less than 2 minutes. In fact, already on this side of Valor. There's Door still pushing out. General Carnage does get hacked up. Looking fire is himself. Here comes the tactical visor. Again, interacted by that sound barrier. As Delania actually goes down here, not what you want to see happen. Delania gets resurrected up because the Transcendence makes it easier for that to go off. Here comes the Blizzard. Bug kind of cold goes down and cannot eat it. And I think they're going to take this here.
Doom is wreaking havoc.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a very cool play coming up from Doom. Sorry, I had to.
No puns there.
No, not the most obvious pun of the book. Definitely not. But anyways, and Tag Ultimate's online for the side of Banditos still, however. There is that rally, which could be very pivotal coming from Valor Prestige. They need to use that quickly just to give a bit more stability to their D.Va and Summer, who could get up to their ultimates in this fight, and those would be very critical. Valor on the top of this plane here, Luay forced down. Oh, true shot back for another backup here, actually, Gerard. And Sham gonna kill both the other supports to the other side. I'm trying to focus on it, so big as possible here. Yeah, but these are gonna win this fight, and they are gonna win this watch fight for as quickly as possible. Trosha getting zoned on by the tactical visor. And Bandito's gonna take 1-1 in this tier 5 matchup. So what do you guys actually think made the difference for Banditos? Was it the DPS play that we were raving about so much from Delania and Dungadua, or was it something else? Was it maybe the tanks?
Honestly, I think it was the support play. I mean, Gerard needs to be in consideration for an MVP favor on this first map. His transcendences were absolutely key in keeping his team up in the middle of those really bad slog fights. Also, SM Trojan, his EMPs were absolutely huge. He got a 6-banger, he got a 4-banger with a Diva Bomb
And the
on
back
top
cap,
of it.
that was huge as well.
The back cap. Let's talk about that letter number there.
The C9.
I think that it was the DPS play that really took them over the top, though.
I mean, at least C9 is better than a D9 going on in the first round of playoffs. So,
Oof. Smacks. Smacks.
big smack talk. Anyways, I think we're gonna do a quick intermission. Our next map is, of course, Oasis. Don't go anywhere.
All right, everybody, welcome back to this continued coverage of the multi-tier tournament presented by the CGL. And I do see that my video is strangely large, so I will try and fix that really quick. And while I do that, I'm going to apologize real quick for the delay. We had some slight issues, but we have since gotten them fixed, and we are going to get ready to go back live to the action momentarily. I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Ocean, though. Ocean, what did you think of that last map?
I thought it was a very, very entertaining map. We got to see some very good DPS play, especially from the side of Banditos. Valor Prestige didn't look very shabby either. Their tank play looked very, very solid, non-critical. Of course, got a huge team of play on the last point defense for them. But yeah, no, it's going to be some very good Overwatch. I think that just the map it was, of course, it was Gibraltar, so DPS play is going to flourish. I think that kind of favors them Banditos. But our next map of Oasis, that's like more of a tankier map. I think that's my favorite Valor Prestige. That's just my opinion, though. But because we still have great tanks on the side of Banditos, you know, we have General Carnage, and we also have Sham, who's another good off tank. But they are actually making a sub on the side of Banditos. We have sub on either side as well. We have Masuta coming in for Gerard, and we also have Tracer coming in for Edgar Allan Poe. So we got some subs coming in. Maybe that'll fix things up. We know Edgar Allan Poe played a lot of Brigitte, so maybe the Tracer switch means like a lot of different DPS characters. And then also on the other side, Masuta coming in maybe means less Zenyatta, maybe more Lucio. I mean, that's what I expect as we head into Oasis.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. I mean, you never know what we're going to see on Oasis, though, being the control point style map. There's a lot of different things that can definitely happen. So I'd be curious to see just how much of the 3-3 lineup we actually see from either of these teams, since we saw a little hint of a variation of 3-3. I think Valor Prestige when they were, or maybe it was Banditos when they were running the Sombra. I can't remember which one now. I think it was Valor Prestige.
Sure
they were running triple support with the Sombra. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are
And you also
quite summer dudes.
right. You know, you have to take into account here, you know, Sombra, once again, especially here in the Gardens, when you're contesting a point, you know, EMP's massive there. Also looking for a Pharah, and if I get my wish, I say it, I get my wish. Which that Tracer is going to come out on the Pharah. SM Trojan back out on that massive
I died Carnage
Sombra
on this
play.
Genji. Yeah, there it is. That's a swap. I died it. I mean, they could, but it just wouldn't be the smartest idea.
5, 4, 3, 2,
The City's gonna play Sombra here, so they're gonna play this triple tank Sombra composition. This is what they call I don't know. Actually, they're gonna play Zenyatta Mercy with the triple tank and the Sombra. I don't know how they're really gonna play this composition. Very interesting. It's just a really interesting variation of dive. We're gonna call it. Let's see, dive composition with Sombra Pharah on the other side. On Oasis Gardens, of course, one of our unique control points. Okay, Sham's gonna go dive into the back line. Hat coming on to, I believe, Dog Thanatos. He is gonna get taken down by. Okay, Masuda's just gonna pop off. He's gonna take out the other Sombra. Dog Thanatos does get rest up by Sneaky Test. Masuda's gonna get a fire here before he gets taken down by Tracer. D-Man comes on to Sham. Lua looking for Chim to fight around. Not Cold's gonna get the Lenya. And Not Cold's got another one with Sham. They're gonna turn the fight around. However, Cap looking for Banditos. Sneaky Test to dodge. Birdman EXP gets hacked. Isn't gonna quite get first down. Actually, yeah, he is. General Carnage is gonna pick up kills. This is very back and forth fight. However, progress looks to be starting for the side of Valor Prestige. Ultimates
I mean, very good
pro
opening fight there.
teams. Yeah, also look at EMPs from other side. Very, very even from Masuta and Trojan in the Sombra matchup. Maybe that's something we have to look at the entire series. Where support ultimates he can get on either side. Delaney's maybe a little bit further away from his than he would have liked to be. Sham and the General Carnage is going to dive onto the high ground. Lewis lose that primal rage. I think he's going to take Sham. Oh no, Sham's going to just fight back barrage. Comes on the Birdman and Delania though. Right's getting traded out from the other side. Sham and Carnage is popping off on these tanks. However, no supports for their side is not beneficial for them. Or Dog Fighter just gets taken down on the other side, which means no supports on either side. And also, the Sun Barrier was invested from Valor Prestige. They probably want the ultimate back. Where do you see ultimates in the next fight for Billy?
Well, I mean, we've got a EMP bomb coming on the side of Valor Prestige. Also, to note, Tracer swapped off the fire onto the McCree, so looking to do a little bit of a zoning damage there from the High Noon coming out there. 5 ultimates on the side, or 4 ultimates on the side of Banditos. Investing right now.
Here comes the Self-Shock looking for the sports. Isn't quite gonna get anything. Or it's a light of dust who tried to kill him. I'm pretty sure he did. Anyways, Dogfighter is hacked as the Valkyrie comes out to give away that healing because the Lucian can't really do it if he's hacked. General Carnage does get taken out while the Lenya gets resurrected up. Here comes the Diva bomb coming from Sham. No critical popping up on the other Diva. The student does get stunned out by the McCree and taken time. No critical popping off of the Diva. However, Sham gets killed for himself. I think he is actually gonna get stymied here. Yeah, let's watch this. He gets hacked. He's trying to get away. Actually, they're not actually gonna body block or anything. They're just gonna let him kind of just charge up his mech. Actually, he's got it back already. So yeah, remech. Dibkatoa switches over to the Soldier 76. Delanya did go over to Tracer, but it's actually back on the Zenyatta. No ultimates for either team here, but they have got the high ground set up for Valor Prestige. That's gonna give them a bit of an advantage next fight. However, nothing else really to point out. There is a hack field from Trojan there.
They are coming up on the bomb again.
Yeah, Jadokard is going to use that Primal Rage. Sham gets hacked up. He actually does get Tracer there. Also, the mech is also low critical, but here comes the EMP. It gets Bazooka and I believe also gets Birdman. Dogfighter goes down, but Bazooka's actually on his EMP now. Jadokard gets moved up. Lue popping off of the Winston. Tracer comes back on the McCree with the Deadeye. Gets the kill on the Jim Gadoa. Hit scan on hit scan. Verified. Birdman does go down. Delanya tried to hide around. Masuda is going to be able to make the chance here. He's going to be able to touch her. Here comes the EMP. To keep him alive a little bit longer. It's going to how much as the sound barrier comes on. He actually gets affected by the EMP. Here comes the self-destruct from Shao. Looking for the hero bomb. Doesn't quite get it. He's hacked, so he cannot read back. I think Valor Prestige are going to take away the card. Take 1-0 on our control map.
I mean, interesting swaps there from the side of Valor Prestige there. You know, swapping off from the far to the McCree. Massive turn of events there for Valor Prestige. Also, I think that SM Trojan wins the Sombra fight against Masuda. So, you know, Sombra v Sombra right now, it looks like it's Trojan 1, Masuda 0.
I like the composition that we see out of the side of Banditos. They are running this composition that we saw a lot in Overwatch League Stage 1 playoffs, where you have obviously just the one support. They're on the Honor, the one support, they're on 2 DPS, and they're going this triple tank with Delenya on the Roadhog. You also see General Carnage on the Arisa and Sham on the Diva. This composition is actually quite bulky and has a lot of fights, but you normally run it actually, they're going to see Sombra from Tigredo, and they're just going to run 3 tanks. Interesting stuff here. He was on the McCree originally. Let's see if he can do any better in the Sombra 1v1, but there is actually a Sombra 1 on the other side. This time it's Trojan on the Ash. We have to see Tracer taking up the Bara again. Trojan does get hacked and non-critical does get stunned. He's taking a little bit of damage on that Diva. Nothing to be concerned about. Lue also running low on the Eraser. Non-critical gets stunned up again. Loses his mech. Fortunate circumstances for him. That is not what Valor Prestige wanted. As the early point progress looks like heading over to Banditos. Critical gets hacked up again. Tracer on the far. It's kind of sticking around. Sticky Taz. No critical and all the flags just come in for the side of Banditos here. Very well played from Banditos. They kind of just took the grind on the point, forced the other team to move, and then, of course, when they're displays, there's not much else they can do.
I mean, obviously, very big hacks coming out from the way of Doom Gadoa. You know, the hack onto the Ash, that was a massive hack. You know, got it down critical. Absolutely took them
very
out
happy with Valor
of that
Prestige
big
right
fest.
The goods composition swap. Lue's on the right. That's what I'm going to be looking out for. We'll be also looking out for SM Trojan once he gets charged up on that Zarya to make that big play. Maybe you can see one of my favorite play in the book is the textbook Giganti Bomb. That, of course, being the self-destruct and Graviton Surge combo. They're really just going to speed onto the Ritzy here. However, it should be a difficult play. The Dragon Strike don't really get split up. There's the whole hog. There's another whole hog. The Lenya gets 3. Taking that chance to the fight. There's another one. Just for a bit of fun. Gets Sneaky Test later on the Zenyatta. Another quick fight win for the Banditos.
Even with the swap to the standard goats, they did not have enough to withstand the ultimate economy that Banditos had. So, you know, now they're going to have some ults coming up online of their own very closely. They've got a sound barrier to invest into their next fight.
They can't use those ults if the MP goes online or Dog Banditos is dead though.
Absolutely.
That's the unfortunate circumstance. Don't get around though. He's gonna get topped up by his healers.
My ultimate is ready.
Let's see what else is gonna go on in this fight. Is they're gonna just kind of engage around the right here. I think they're just being patient, waiting. Here comes the EMP. And he gets stunned on. I'm pretty sure he doesn't really get anything. Dog Banditos is then able to go for that sound barrier because the rest of his team up. Here comes the supercharger from General Connor. Trying to twist the fight back in their favor. Diva self-destruct is forced out. Kill still coming free from Banditos here. Take the Doa getting two on that Sombra. Troshan does get the supercharger, but I don't think that's the ideal situation for him here. Dog Cult goes down. Dog Banditos squeezing his way on the point. And Troshan just might get Dog and gets hacked up and killed. We're going to a third point here on Oasis.
Oh my.
Dogfight, knockdown, drag him out.
Yeah, Birdman, great job on that Ana. Able to get that done with only the one healer there. That's just excellent work. Able to hit all those shots and keep everybody healed up.
Ready for battle.
You know, I didn't see very many antis happen. I think that he saved the his bio grenade just for his team instead of going for a more aggressive anti grenade into the ghost comp itself. Very smart, very wise play from Birdman XP.
I also think that they were having trouble engaging, so he didn't really need to use the biotic grenade for the enemy team. The enemy team seemed to have trouble a lot engaging, so that he is kind of free just to use his biotic grenade on his teammates. Also, we would see a triple DPS composition coming out from this side of Banditos, and we see a traditional dive with 3 tanks coming from the side of Valor Prestige. You would think that the matchup is Valor Prestige favorite here, but we'll see. We never know with Shaman to Kato on the other side. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, Shaman picking out Troshan already. Goblin versus Genji. Ortalania gonna go down to Luai on the Winston. Troshan does get resurrected. Tracer gets hacked. It doesn't really get affected though. Masuna does get Dog Banditos since they changed their target of focus. Looking good for Banditos so far, however. Valor Prestige are going to get this cap here. Not quite close to the teammate. Maybe they'll choose a better time to engage here, Banditos. General Connor's trying to engage on the hamster, running very, very low. Delaney gets killed. Troshan! Don't play in traffic, no! Troshan just died to the cars on the side. That's very unfortunate. Banditos are going to take this point back. Delaney popping off on the
I will
Doofus.
not waste this opportunity.
Very hysterical.
Keep an eye out.
You hate to say it, but you also love to see it.
Keep an eye out on Doomgadoa. He is coming very close to getting that barrage online. And they've got the pharmacy, Valkyrie barrage combo coming up. Also, Mewtwo come up online for Sham.
What if they're just gonna hack the Diva on the other side and then barrage? Because they can't really do anything. If your Diva is hacked, they can't really eat the barrage up. General Carter's just gonna get hacked. Here comes the Dragon Strike coming out. Yeah, kills Dog Banditos. That's how Troshan goes down on the Sombra. Maybe feeling less hero on that Sombra now. After a very impressive point 1 here, Tracer going down to Zelenia as well as Banditos have all the kills in their favor. Here comes the barrage. Cheeky barrage on the sneaky test. Little bit of a solo wall. Bit dirty from Doomgadoa. And again, ultimates, see, if you look just at how many ultimates are online, you see that ultimates are in favor of Valor Prestige. However, the ultimate on the other side is EMP, and Luai is going to go down to the Storm Arrow from Masuta. Here comes the Meteor Strike from Delania. Definitely go for anything. She's going to go back. She's going to go for the big punch from the top. He's going to try and punch in his body. I love the he gets hacked though. The hero play is gone. And he's got the back up now. Joe is going to go forward. Luai is going to go for that jump, and so is going to go. They're actually going to kill. So here comes the stick from Chase on to Basuna. I think a bit of an overextension coming from Banditos, maybe getting a bit overconfident. And Valor Prestige is going to take the point back. And Joe switches to the Winston. Don't really see him on that. Tracer goes down, but for my NP is going to be turned right. Actually, Delaney is going to get Troshan here. And Banditos gets to get a bit of advantage. Here comes the Myfield. Yeah, Delaney gets another one. Dog Banditos on the side. Here comes that self-destruct. Doesn't quite get anything non-critical. They still have ultimates online still, but you can't use the ultimates in your hack. Luai gets hacked up and he cannot use that primal range so on point. And the kill is just rolling through for Banditos now. Troshan does get a pick as well, and so does Not Gonna Call. Not Gonna Call gets 3 here. He's gonna try to set the fight around. He's on the baby Diva. Look at this quick noise. Delaney gets resurrected up. So it's gonna kill Trojan. Actually, Valor Prestige ready to take his back. No credit code popping off on this. Delaney going for the punch, doesn't quite get it. And yeah, Birdman goes down. Valor Prestige able to take this back. Big Banditos just need to back off, count their losses, and then use that EMP. Actually, Delaney's gonna invest a Meteor Strike. He's just gonna use it to get out though. Where did Delaney go with that Meteor Strike? He went up top, but he's gonna make a meaty punch there. Yeah, everyone's in the back out safely. They do have the EMP and the Valkyrie, two very critical ultimates online. They also have Minefield that combine that with the, of course, the EMP, but it's gonna be hard to use if you're hacked. General Carnage doesn't really get much. Trojan gets resurrected up to the corner. There comes the EMP from Shaman. Only gets two. EMP on the other side just gets to get this couple as well. Ultimates, the lore coming out for Valor Prestige. Actually getting Birdman, getting Delaney as well. Trojan goes down on the other side. Yeah, Tracer just popping up, but Duke on the other Soldier 76 saying, no, this fight ain't over. My name is Duke and my team is Banditos. We ain't heard yet. My build is still on the point from General Carnage here. Big fight here. Not gonna Colt going low. So let's talk about it. Just gets hacked up. Not gonna Colt gets stunned. And it's actually gonna lose this back to Kadoa and loses the Soldier 76. A 1v1. As Banditos desperately trying to get it back here. Not gonna Colt goes down. Yeah, however, Banditos is also gonna go down. Resurrection coming on to Not gonna Colt. Let's see if he can get his back. He will get his back. And they actually see 9.
They see 9. Oh no!
Yeah, of course he's yeah, that's the second time Banditos has C9. But I don't think it was really restorable. I think that already the advantage was so much from Valor Prestige that they were going to go and take away this anyway. It's 1-1. We're tied up here in this series. Same situation as we had on a thriller yesterday between CM4 and Apollo. Big plays coming up from Lue on the main tank here. I mean, what do you think is the difference? What do you think that would changed for the side of Valor Prestige? Do you think it was Tracer coming in, or what do you think it was?
I mean, that 3K that he got right at the end of right when they were getting up to 99%, and then into the overtime period. I mean, he got a 2K with his tac visor, and he ended up taking out the opposing Sombra. I think that was a massive turning point there into for them to close out the point there. Got my tongue tied there. We are going to take a quick break to intermission, and we will be back with map 3 in just a few moments.
Welcome back, everyone. Continued coverage of this Grandmaster in a quarterfinals from the Xbox division. Valor, Prestige, and Banditos are tied up 1-1. I am Skate Action, and I am joined with Ocean and Billy. Thank you both for being here. And Ocean, what do you think was the difference in the last map that Valor Prestige was able to tie this up?
I honestly think it's just the map. I think that their tank play is a lot better than Banditos, and I think the DPS play Banditos is a lot stronger than Valor Prestige. And I think Oasis is just like a map where the tanks can have a greater effect on the game, and Gibraltar is just a map where the DPS have a better effect on the game. I think that's kind of the difference here from either team. I don't know, but what do you think about it, Billy, as well? What do you think is the difference as well?
I mean, agreed. I think that Louis on the Winston was just wreaking havoc in the back line of Banditos, and he even took out a Pharah. You don't see that very often, especially when they're being pocketed by Mercy. It's not very often that you see them see a Winston get up that high and zap down a Pharah. But yeah, I think that the tank play absolutely favored Valor Prestige. This map.
No one likes it, let's be honest.
I mean, I'm French Canadian, but I still say, je n'adore pas.
Yeah, what you
I
said.
didn't get any of that. I failed French.
I didn't take French.
Actually,
I took
I
Spanish,
did
so.
French.
Well, I
took
live in the
German,
Midwest
right?
now, you know. I live in the Midwest now, so my French is not necessarily needed here.
I speak the most hated language of the world. It's called Northern Irish. It's a different accent. And we have unique words such as tar, which is actually the word tire.
What?
Which is interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Interesting.
Yeah, so you see a bunker coming out of the defense. Of course, that is the side of Banditos. And on the offense, we see a triple DPS comp with Valor Prestige. Who do you think is the matchup advantage here?
I always say defense wins on Paris. If your bunker comp is good, you cannot break that down. This is such a defensive-minded map.
Yeah.
If you can crack the first point, then you got a chance to actually take the whole map. But if the bunker comp does its job, especially with Baptiste and that immortality field, you're gonna have a hell of a time getting through.
Yeah, a chance to see Doom Godot on the McCree here instead of Widowmaker. I know Widowmaker might be a little bit more popular because Pharmacy is very popular on the offense here, try and break the bunker comps. So Jesse is out for the McCree instead of the Widowmaker. Of course, Widowmaker has the higher burst potential damage, so it's easier to take away Pharmacies. However, nothing really coming out of this Pharmacy. They're kind of just poking and waiting for an opportunity to strike. And then Louis is playing very patiently on the wrecking ball. Also, Trushot's going for a hack. He actually does hack the Bastion. I think it's gonna be time to strike. Louis rolls in. Here comes the far after Tracer. Tracer, he gets killed and taken out of the sky. So those wings were not meant to fly when they get clipped. Tracer goes down, but Suda also goes down. However, gets resurrected. And Trojan gets the line here. So the Baptiste and the Immortality field is not available for the side of Banditos. However, Siki Taz and the Trojan going down is not going to help them at all. Done as well. So actually, you think you can get a quick regroup here just due to respawns? They're actually gonna have a quick fight advantage, our Valor Prestige. I think I realized
absolutely.
Trace over to Genji.
I'm kind of shadowing Trojan right now on the Sombra, seeing what his play is. He is absolutely targeting that Bastion right now. He is not letting him get set up in his turret formation.
Yeah, he got hooked up again there. However, he does live for it. He's getting hacked again. Per guy. Dragon Strike coming through. He doesn't quite get any kills. General Cars and Sham actually getting 2 kills for the side of Banditos, despite not committing any ultimates. Masuda does go down, but I think they're able to rest that up pretty safely. As there's only dog Banditos left for Valor Prestige. And yeah, another pretty decent fight win for Banditos.
It's high noon.
Okay.
I was wondering if he was trying to catch out.
Jedi?
I wonder if he was trying to catch out the Sombra there.
Yeah.
So close to an EMP.
Birdbad noticed the Sombra. They got to walk past each other in the corridor. That's an awkward moment. Very unfortunate there. It's like when you accidentally walk past that person you don't like in school and just kind of have to like pretend you didn't see them, and then you're like, oh wait, they're trying to kill me.
Taking the objective.
Better react. Louis goes to the minefield off point. Alice the Valkyrie AP going off. Ultimate's the Lord for both sides. Dragon Blade coming up. Let's see if that gets any kills from Tracer. Nothing's really got anything yet. Thanks to the immortality field coming up from Delanya. Did Gadoa has to get Tracer. Oh wait, no, Messina, he has to climb back on the map. The Colt coming out. No critical goes down. Early fight advantage in a field for all Banditos. Over the whole gap, he's gonna solidify that. Messina does get resurrected. So this Louis, but he's kind of just on his own here, and he's just gonna accept defeat. 54 seconds left on the clock, and no ultimate's not the situation you want. But also, I think you gotta take. You know, it's definitely still possible to win the map because it is Paris. It's very difficult to attack that first point, and especially that opening choke area, especially when you're running bunker compositions. Oh, big hook! Oh, Sham hooks Tracer out of the air. Very big plays coming from the Roadhog.
Heads up play by Sham to be watching over that building and knowing that that's where the Pharaoh was going to come in.
Yeah, here comes the Jedi. The landing gets hacked. Yes, he does get chosen. That's what the Jedi was for the last time. Big brave plays from Duke Godoy. You love to see it.
10 seconds.
Oh, he misses the hook this time on the Fara. The way you're trying to engage him with him, he still has to touch the point. He can't do it if he's stunned. I don't think anyone's going to get there. Actually, Louis is going to manage to hit John Fantasy as well. He tests as well, however, killed, lighting up for the side of Banditos. Valor Prestige not going to be able to do anything. They're just trying to get as much percentage as possible. Think most of a bad situation. That's Banditos. Full hold. Point A on Paris.
Valor Prestige able to get about 48%, I think is what it was on that push where they got in behind it. 55, okay. So a little bit more than I expected there. Able to get 55% capture progress, so definitely have a shot to win this with a full hold defense.
Absolutely.
I would say they didn't have a shot, but this is Paris. This is full hold city.
Full hold city. I mean, absolutely.
Anything is possible
especially
under the
they-
Eiffel Tower.
I mean,
What?
say
I've
Fremont
never heard
style.
that before. Never heard that before.
But probably going to see a mirror comp coming out from Valor Prestige. Not exactly sure yet, as they have not been cleared to pick their heroes yet. But I would
It's always
expect to see
awkward when
some
they're on the
motivation
Assemble
for-
Your Heroes section.
Ready for battle.
It really
They're
is.
not.
They don't know what they're gonna run.
They are. Yep.
I don't think them to go is on the Torbjorn either. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Unless you can manage to like throw your turret on this like roof on the left, then maybe.
Attackers incoming. 30 seconds.
I mean, I
You
think
get
you
on the
can
door,
throw
Rowan?
it. I've seen one thrown on the far right side.
Wait, the throne, that's Skit's team. We're not talking about the throne here.
No,
It's
throne, not the throne. I see what you did there, and I approve. Interesting setup spot here for
I've not seen this.
It's definitely
Valor
different.
Prestige.
Attackers incoming.
This is definitely different. You don't normally see this out here. On
And look
Paris.
at Louis
This is
hiding
like
over in
a
the police
traditional
station.
dev comp. Oh, interesting. I think Duke Dagoda saw him though. But he's getting chased by a Stormfront here. Look at Josh chase Gadoa. Actually, Duke Dagoda's just gonna go straight to the point. Bash doesn't quite take him out.
I might need this later. Translocating.
Josh just looking for Gadoa. Gadoa just slaps up Louis, says, no, you're not gonna take my wallet. And Louis actually says, no, yes I am. I'm gonna punch you in the face. I'm Winston. And then yeah, Tracer's gonna take out Delany's immortality field. We're running here. He's actually gonna get a kill here from him. His team. And Louis is gonna get resurrected by Sticky Test. Looking very good for the defense here from Valor Prestige. However, they're still in this fight side of Banditos. They're not giving way here. They're in a very difficult position. They're kind of just underneath the Bastion, which means the Bastion can't really do much damage to them, but they're also not able to do any damage to the Bastion. Delaney's immortality field does get killed. Here comes the amplification matrix. That's huge. Then of course does go down though. Messina going for that Dragon Blade. Let's see if we can get a couple. That'll Blade coming out. Casey goes down. Choshan goes down. Amplification matrix from the other side.
Oh.
Oh!
Lee gets put up to the shove. Big kill going from both sides. But Jim Gadoa coming back on the far. He actually dies there. I think he might have got hacked up. I don't know there how you
It's
guys.
just Louis.
City goes down, and I think they're actually making the hole, but Shab's there. Shab's the only one alive. General Connor's trying to
Shab's
trigger
gonna
the
get
turn, 80% he does something, and they are gonna win.
Oh
map
my
three. Paris.
goodness!
What a fight that was. And yeah, Banditos win map 3. They are 2-1 up in this series. So very back and forth. And also, reminds me of the game yesterday. 1-0 to C4, then 1-1. Apollo Dragon back C4, then take 2-1 here on Paris. And same things happen right here. Maybe something's going on. Maybe the planning this. They're cahoots, the two teams. Whether it's Blue Eye and Shao and the kill feed there. If you see this play of the game, that was kind of that big moment in this map. You don't see many big moments or big plays on Paris, but it is a treat when you do. Anyways, don't go anywhere, guys. We got a trivia map coming out right up next. It's Hollywood.
Oh, yes. Welcome back, everybody. Continued coverage of the Grandmaster in a quarterfinal matchup between Valor Prestige and Banditos. I am joined with Ocean and Billy, and we saw a great little map there on Paris, and a full hold defense ended up paying off on the side of Banditos. What did you guys think?
I'll let Billy answer this one first.
Well, I think that, dueling bunker comps, Bastions, Baptistes, Orissas, oh my. I just think that maybe the positioning for Valor Prestige not going in the traditional spot may have led to their demise there on Paris. I also think that having the Genji to deflect the Bastion was a huge play from the part of Banditos. Deflecting, getting in there, creating havoc with the Baptiste and the Immortality Field. He took it out twice in that team fight that Banditos ended up winning, and then that massive Diva Bomb picking up 2 to help them secure out the last few ticks of Paris. DPS play is phenomenal. The tank play is absolutely phenomenal. Ocean, I know that you were saying that the tank play actually favors Valor Prestige. What were your thoughts of that map?
Yeah, I thought that the tanks actually kind of stepped up on the other side. General Carnage and Sham, of course. Sham getting that big Diva Bomb near the end. However, Luai also still looked really good on that Winston, getting that double environmental kill as well in the play of the game. I don't know the address plays the game, but he's got it twice in a row with double environmental kills. So I think it's right to adjust him every once in a while, especially for these odd occasions. And makes no substitutions for either team, especially
Absolutely.
since
I mean,
Basuka.
I think that Hollywood is it's a hybrid map, obviously. So it could go the way of the tanks. If the tanks step up from Banditos, then this could be a very quick 3 points. If Valor Prestige has their way and their say, I do believe that it's going to be a massive fight coming out.
Yeah, definitely. I actually think that the first point here is very tank-based, and then it's a little more DPS-based on second point, and then third point inspect the tanks. So I think this is a very different map in retrospect to a lot of other maps where it kind of varies on what point you are on to what compositions are like more defined. Where on other maps it's kind of like Gibraltar's really open, you run Widowmaker, or you run Dive. Whereas other maps like King Shroud, it's like you run Death Ball because it's so like enclosed. And it looks like we're gonna see what I thought was going to be Goats on the offense. I think it still is going to be Goats, but I think it's going to be McCree Goats, or what we don't know as Doom Gadoa Goats, which you may as well run Doom Gadoa Goats. Basically, Doom Gadoa against SXPD now is Goats, but Doom Gadoa plays whatever he wants to play, and he kind of just pops off. And this time he's going to play the McCree in this scenario. Maywell comes out, doesn't really get too much, no one really got too isolated. General Carnage going for the Fire Strike, doesn't really get much value. Sham running low here. No one really gets isolated from that Maywell either, coming out from Trojan. Tracer gonna get taken out from the burst shot from Delenia. Reinhardt's playing around in the corner. Tracer gets resurrected on the high ground. Lue running low, does get healed uphill. He has that burst shot on before General Carnage. Stunned out here. Here it goes. It picks up Free. That's going to turn the fight around. Tracer and Trojan pick up the kills there. However, yeah, not going to quote good. I'm going to finish it up. However, Delania did get Tracer again. They're just going to use the Zenyatta to try and kill the Soldier 76 on the high ground. As we see people go switch to Diva, so it's going to be full Goats, full Zenyatta Goats if we're going to be specific, coming out from Banditos. What do you think about that swap, Billy?
I mean, I think it's good. He got some good value out of the free. Definitely not what you're expecting to see. However, non-credit Colt, his charge is rocking right now. He is so high charge right now. He's losing a little bit right now, losing some of that bubble ability, but his charge was really up that last match.
Yeah, Ultimate Fever coming out here. All the Ultimate to be stopped by the Transcendence coming out from Delania. Here comes the Graviton Surge. Graviton Surge is for both teams. Low and Tracer are going to pick up some kills that might turn the fight around after initially great engagement coming out from Banditos as they just kind of rushed on the Lue on the Reinhardt, killed him, but he did get resurrected and they were able to turn the fight around. So very impressive, very good test coming out from Valor Prestige as they are behind in the series. They kind of need to win this map, otherwise they are going home and out of the CGL multi-tier tournament. We'll see Delenia is going to the Honor here. We'll see Birdman play the Honor early in the series. So I just assumed it was him. However, Masudi's also going to go to Hawk. Switch off this more tight gear composition, except Jim Godot is going to change his ult charge. He's also going to kill Tracer on the high ground. Besser actually comes off the first test. Godot is now a little bit isolated. He's going to fly back to his team. Here comes the Diva Bomb. Quite get anything. However, Luwei is isolated. He has to keep his shield up, and Shan takes advantage. Masuda goes down. Then you take that trade if you are. Banditos are going to get Troshan. Sign barrier as well and invest. So I think they are going to take this fight. I think they know they are going to take this fight. General Connors gets Seeking Test. No supports online anymore. As Banditos as well gets taken down. Masuda goes down as well for the second time this team fight. Gotta be careful they don't lose too many and the contest as possible. But yeah, I think Banditos are going to take point take here on Hollywood.
Once again, it's the swaps from Banditos. Banditos is making the swaps regardless of what their ultimates are at, trying to counter what was going on the first point there, and I think that's what ended up taking the fight for them. Having the Sonic Arrow, having the Storm Arrow to be able to focus down targets very quickly, massive. Also the sleep from Delenia, putting down non-credit Colt before she could recontest on the point. Yeah, huge.
Yeah, also Sham just went down in one hole with Zarya charge. I think that was very impressive from the other side of Valor to get rid of that. And here comes the Nato Big on the General Connor, trying to force out some ultimates on the other side. Big Arshan, but actually doesn't get anything except for Luwei. So this is coming up from Sham, but he actually dies in the process. But Luwei tries to get into the backline, does kill Delenia. Or even fight against General Carnage.
He just melted General Carnage's shield.
The recontest. Respawn's gonna come alive. Here comes the Diva Ball. That's gonna force the rest of the team back. It's actually going to give a little bit more grind. Because of that self-destruct, it's going to give a little bit more grind to the side of Bandito. The Valor Prestige had to back up a little bit. Here comes that Graviton Session, not going to call. Yeah, anti-heals as well. Xiao managed to kill himself in there. Not kind of cool, managing to pretty much roll for this with Luwei. The Tyke's just run into that Graviton Surge. Ultimate's looking very even for the next set, though. Basida switches over to the Genji.
We do have a pause real quick. It's being spammed. We will go to a quick break and we will be right back. Oh my gosh, this dude, he has 2 seconds left. Like he's spamming me with messages. He's asking for a pause because of ping, but he didn't send it to me until that fight started, and then the fight never stopped. Like it was as that fight was initiating. Yeah. Yeah, so, see all those spam messages? I had to check it on my phone because I can't check it mid-match. Like, I'm on like offline do not disturb or whatever, and I'm still getting yeah, that's how I've been communicating with him because I can't get him to communicate on Discord. No, he had 3 minutes. No, at that point they would just let it play out and deal with it after the fact. Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah, you can see when the pauses came in, like it was as the team fight was getting ready to start. Like I couldn't just check my message like mid thing. Like I had to let that happen.
motion.
Yes, we are now back. We had a quick pause due to a couple of issues. Let's just address them as that. As we see Tim Godot switch over to the Tracer, we also see Sham have his Graviton Surge online for the next fight. No real power ultimates online for the side of Valor Prestige. They do have the Earth Shadow, which can be a power ultimate or a massive ultimate. We'll see how he does though. Is trying to engage. I think he knows the Earth Shadow is online for Luai here. Here comes that tactical visor coming out from Tracer. Counteract by the Soundfire from Birdman. Here's the Shatter. Luai gets taken down off, but Freak doesn't even go off. Jojan down as well. Yeah,
Huge res from Sneaky.
Yeah, big resurrect, sneaky chance. That was a sneaky resurrection, if I do say so myself. But Luai isn't going to get out anyway. Not quite a cool trying to get out with the Zarya charge. He is actually going to get out. We'll see Luai switch over to the Woods. I think Critical Cold's going to switch anyway over to D.Va. Or is he going to keep the Zarya charge? He's going to switch, yeah. He's going to switch over to D.Va. He's looked really good over on that D.Va across the series, so I think that this is a exciting moment. Shoshan and Tracer are now on this full dive composition for Valor Prestige. However, Ultimate's looking very healthy, very flexible. To the other side. Here comes that Nano Blade. Let's see Masuda. It gets those Banditos. Gets Trojan, gets Tracer, that's 3. Another check getting catched to a flying Hog plays. We'll probably go into that 30 top play suggestions. Basics gonna be busy looking for those. Sham still got that Graviton Surge and that Earth Shadow online for General Carnage. And they are going to pick up point B after struggling on point A and a little bit on point B. They do not have the Whisperable Time Bank, however. They are getting the points, and that is what matters, especially on your first time through. Godot running a little bit is able to recall and get that health back. Of course, they've stacked the 3 on point to get that fast hello progress. What do you think is going to happen in the next fight? How big do you think this Graviton Surge needs to be from Sham?
I mean, Shatter grab could be very big here. I'm looking for another Nano Blade. I think that's going to be a massive push for them. Huge DMAC there coming on.
Yeah, it is very well played. Very good stagger kills coming out from the side of Banditos. Just a lot of brilliant Tracer play as well. Tim Godot picks up 2 in that last fight. Sham still has that charge. He's going for the spawn cap. He goes for the stick. He doesn't quite get anything. I think he stuck something, but I think someone was able to get back into spawn, so he did not die. T-Taz going over to the Brigitte here for a bit more stability. Tracer's got the pulse on the other side as well. As the Sound Barrier over Graviton Surge is there. Here comes Masuto with the Dragon Blade. Sound Barrier is right though. General Carnage with that big slam! And I think this is it. Graviton Surge is going to finish it off. And Banditos are going to finish up Hollywood with time left in the bank. Fantastic from Banditos. Let's see if Valor Prestige can back on their offense. But Billy, I want to hear your thoughts on how they were struggling on the offense. They got to the point A with 1 minute left. You don't normally see, the people take 3 points, so they have 1 minute left after the first time bank. What do you think changed? Do you think it was?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the switches were providential here on the first point for Banditos. They tried a total of 3 comps there on that first point of Hollywood here. Ended up getting the first point. I think they kind of got stalled out in the very beginning. A massive grab coming out from non-credit Colt. He was charged up as Zarya so big during the first 2 points of Hollywood here. Ended up getting chased back to his spawn. I think that bringing the D.Va out, even though he's been very good on the D.Va all match or all the matches so far, or all the match today, I think that it was just too little, too late. It was too late of a switch. I think the snowball was already in effect. The Nano Blade came out. I mean, just absolutely decimated Valor Prestige, and then it was just smooth sailing for the most part there. And still having half a minute left in the time bank, it's going to be 1:37 on the clock when they come back into their attack. That could be, the difference between getting your first point, getting some push into the second point or not.
Yeah, definitely. I also see the Baptiste goes on the offense. It's definitely a more unique variation of goats. Of course, you normally run the Brigitte for extra stun potential, helping your Reinhardt well, of course, the Inspire is also very helpful, so interesting decision. We also see Sham go over to that Road Dog. He looked really good on that in Paris. And Doom Kuto is playing that Doomfist. This is what we are here to see when we watch a tier 5 matchup. It's probably some good Doomfist. It's probably some good tag play. It's just good Overwatch in general. Lanya's on the Ana as well. Masita on the McCree. We'll see how this first map goes. Doom Kuto has to retreat after a couple cooldowns. Gets runs really low to the Perma though. Tracer's immortality kill does go down, jumping carnage as well. Like very good go-to engagement coming out from the side of Valor Prestige. They're just gonna roll for the Banditos here.
That is a flexing of muscles right there.
That is a very big flex. It's a weird flex, but it's okay.
Weird flexes are always okay.
Gotta love a weird flex.
5.5 minutes of time bank though. Getting back into things at hand here. A little bit of changes coming out from Banditos now. They're going to more of a Onagos setup.
Yeah, Goat's on both sides now. I love it. See some Goat's on Ghost. Duke can do it. Kills up Louis. Focus fire looking really good, but Suda goes down on the other side. Immortality kill down as well. Give a little bit of help to the Banditos. Of course, they switched to this Goat's couple later, so they're running low a bit on all charges. Trojan is closer to that Graviton Surge, and of course Sham is, but Sham is actually working as well quite quickly. Already up to 60% considering just switch. Here comes the application matrix from the Baptiste. Immortality kill to help them in the way. Again, remember, get anti-healed. Here comes a huge shatter. Gotta carry does get that up to help him out though. Stop him down. Dugador loses his mech. Carnage running low though. That was not enough to save him. Yeah, they're gonna win this next fight. Our Valor Prestige. What do you think was the difference maker?
I mean, just the ult economy. Ult economy from Valor Prestige is way higher going into that, and you know, the cleanups. You know, big nano boost did come out, but in the end, it just wasn't enough to turn the tide of the battle there. However, we are going to have dueling Graviton Surges coming out from Sham and non-critic and Trojan. So this could be a battle royale here.
It's the Gigante Bomb! It gets two non-critical! General Carnage and the Valkyrie goal. Perfectly executed Gigante Bomb from a Trojan, non-critical. Louis and the kill feed as well. Birdman managed to get a D-Mech. That actually might help them in the next fight. It's not going to help them too much because, of course, they won't have that ultimate charge. Non-critical is just going to go and try and pick up that Diva mech by just shooting enemies in the face. That's how you get ultimate charge in this game. Delenn is going to kill non-critical, but Delenn's going to go down himself. It's good to start as well. They're real time back here from Valor Prestige. They look really, really nice in their offense. Delenn switches over to the Zenyatta for the more impactful support ultimate. Speaking of support ultimates, both support ultimates are online for the other side, which is the side of Valor Prestige. That can be very handy, especially when the respawn times are times to get back to the point are a little bit shorter now for the side of the Banditos. See how this goes to go to Gators. Here comes the Graviton Surge. Here comes another Gigante Bomb. We're gonna
huge as a 3K! And a D-Mech.
James got Doa. Damn, what a Diva Bomb and Gigante Bomb in general. No support ultimates wasted though from the other side. I think they knew that Gigante Bomb was coming out from the other side, so they didn't decide to use any of those ultimates. So I think you're actually happy with that. You're about to see you may have lost the team fight, but you get two very impactful ultimates out of the other side. You keep both of your support ults. Here comes the rally from the side. Try to take earlier engage. Here comes that round set up. Engage matrix from the other side. Big shatter.
Get free.
Yeah, Masuda goes down. Obviously, taking early advantage in this fight. However, General Carnage has the air shot to Lenya as the Transcendence to bring it back. Graviton Surge almost on life for pro teams as well. See which one of those could be more impactful. Yeah, Banditos group up a little bit. I'll have to retouch that. To recontest. Do not see that again, please. I'll cry if you do. Here comes General Carnage. She's swinging his tower, trying to get rid of that immortality kill before he goes down our shatter. He gets stunned out of it. The other side. Getting stunned. He still has that our shatter. Don't know why, but he got for a Trojan goes down after getting solo grabbed. Yeah, they're just gonna back up here, not really invest anything else if you are the side of Valor Prestige. You got ultimate out of them, and I think you're happy with that. Delenn, you continue to pick up some frags. Very good stabilization coming up from Banditos, but you do lose your Graviton Surge.
Absolutely, I think that, I mean, solo grab I think was really good. I mean, I'm not a big fan of solo grabs, but I think that the contest there, to make sure they cleaned up the fight there, to make sure that they got the recontest snuffed out before it ever happened. But we do have Grav Bomb available.
Shatter Bomb on the other side. Even though Graviton Surge Bomb is a better combination called the Giganti Bomb, obviously I mentioned 3 times already. I do support Giganti, so I'm going to mention it. Shatter Bomb is skilled on the other side. Yeah, here comes here. Shatter does get blocked though. Here comes the Self-Destruct anyway. Immortality Field going to protect the teammates. Does get rid of the Immortality Field though. Transcendence is forced out of Dog Thanatos. I think his body was going to die to that. So getting used in the Immortality Field. Here comes the Graviton Surge in the back. Here comes the Ghost Bomb. Banditos. Yes, he's going to live through it though. Sham picks up 2 for Banditos. Giganti Bomb sort of whizzed it from Valor Prestige and Sham. I'll take Graviton Surge up for next fight. As third Dog Thanatos gets stunned up. Valor Prestige lose another fight, and the time back is slowly dwindling down. Banditos playing very well here.
Absolutely, and they've got another 2 ults kind of ready online. They've got, you know, obviously the Transcendence to keep everybody up in the middle of a Grav or in the middle of a Big Bomb. And they also have the Graviton Surge for Sham. Also looking on the other side for Valor Prestige. Trojan is getting his grabs so fast in these fights. That is a massive thing to be looking forward to here as we are coming down to 1:45 left in the time bank. Who is going to win this map out? Are we going to go into overtime? Are we going to go into extra map time? Ocean.
Yeah, we have the Reinhardts dueling on the point. Luis looking for that Arshatter. Gerald Carter's trying to build that Arshatter goes to the Fire Strike. Luis is on the side now, trying to get his barrier back so that he can afford to play a little bit more aggressive for that Shatter. Graviton Surge is online for both teams here. However, the Self-Destruct isn't online for Valor Prestige. That's really what they're waiting on. Here comes Graviton Surge. Here comes the Self-Destruct from Doom Kadoa. Expecting to get anything. Immortality Field down. Take that out. Tracer does not have that cooldown available to him. Extremely low cooldown at that. Our Shatter from the way doesn't get too much value. General Carnage might be able to use his for more value. Transcendence investor of Dog Thanatos here. Here comes the Earth Shatter. Here comes General Carnage. Mortality Field back up. However, they're trying to push forward past that now. Maybe they just used it to get a little bit more stability. Dog Thanatos maybe protected by that. Very long good fight here. Time banks are going to be very similar. If this fight is won by Valor Prestige, here comes that Self-Destruct. Side barrier perfectly timed to see, but it does land up top though, so maybe not the best place. The US Self-Destruct application matrix up from Tracer. And also Immortality Field, so increased damage and you're unable to die when you're in that Immortality Field. Here comes Graviton Surge from Sham Lui with the Shatter here. But General Carnage is going to swing into that Graviton Surge. Doe is going to get killed. And the side barrier just a little bit too late from Sneaking Test. Banditos look like they're going to take this. Last ditch, Graviton Surge ain't going to make a difference. Delania picking up the kills in the kill feed. Valor Prestige look to be out of it unless they can get a touch. So Thanatos is the closest. And Banditos looks like they're going to win this tier 5 matchup and take their spot in the semifinals in the CGL multi-tier tournament. What a game we had. I just want you to collect your thoughts while I take a breather. Thank you very much for joining us on this one, viewers.
Oh my!
Fantastic game. What are your thoughts, guys?
Skate, you first.
Oh man, I don't know. I really thought Banditos were in trouble after the first half of that defense that they had. And somehow you got past third point, or past second point, as you're approaching the corner on third point, they were able to hit that Diva Bomb combo, and all of a sudden, the game shifted. All the momentum was back on their side, and it was enough to carry them through and get that third map win that they needed to secure this match.
That is very impressive.
I want to point out that both teams, absolutely stellar play. 5.5 minutes though. 5.5 minutes though, coming into the third point, I agree with you, Skate, there, that that Grav Diva Bomb was absolutely providential. It was the game changer for Banditos. I think that Valor Prestige was never able to fully recover from that 3K or 3.5K that happened with that.
Actually, I want to ask you guys a quick question. Your MVP of this match, mine of course is Doom Kadoa. I think that's the reason they won. He's the one that had that Diva Self-Destruct in that Graviton Surge combination. But who are your guys' MVPs for this match?
Whew. I gotta give it to non-critical for Valor Prestige. I think that his tank play even outshadowed Louis. I think that, bubbles, diva bombs, defense matrices, everything that he did seemed to be gold. So I think that he really was a linchpin for his team, and anytime that he went down, that's when things really started to turn south.
Yeah, my pick is actually going to be Birdman. Birdman, I thought,
on the main
essentially, almost carried them through the map that they actually lost, but just the way that Birdman was able to keep that team healed up in very crucial situations, I thought was phenomenal. Birdman was out of their mind.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. I think Birdman, he was solo healing at 1.2.
Yeah.
He was solo healing as an Ana at one point. So, I mean, absolutely, I think that he was absolutely a game changer for the Banditos. Definitely a good pickup for that team.
Yeah,
Yes, and everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry, Skid.
No, you're
I
good.
want to take this through here. Oh. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to the rest of the CGL stream team. We got 2 more casts later on today. I believe, actually don't know what channels they're on, but we have a tier 1 matchup. I'll be on that with Basic and Rin. And then if you want to stay with some Skid and Billy action, you have Quarterback joining them later on for another short of just about 10 minutes time. So I think we're going to have to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.